Hey friend, welcome to my channel, Be on a Budget. I'm B, and let me tell you, I'm so excited and honestly a little bit nervous to finally be starting this journey, but we're gonna do it anyway. So if you're watching this, just know this space right here is for the girls who are figuring it out in real time. The ones who want more, who want better, but they don't always know where to start. I've been there. I'm still there sometimes, but we're not gonna stay there, okay? So before we actually get into this April budget, let me just tell you a little bit of how we actually got here. Back in 2020, when COVID hit, everything just shut down. My job had to close down, income was on pause, life was on pause. And for the first time, I had to sit with the fact that I didn't have any savings, y'all. No backup plan, no idea what to do if something went wrong. And then guess what? Everything went wrong. But those good old unemployment and stimulus checks started coming in, and for a second, I was just like, you know what? I could do this. I could finally breathe. So I told myself, okay, girl, let's do something smart. So I went and I started a cosmetic business, y'all. Don't ask me why, because I knew nothing about makeup. The only thing I knew about makeup was actually how to wear it, not necessarily run a full on beauty brand. So yeah, that business it flopped hard, and I had to sit there and realize again that I had nothing saved, nothing invested. All I had was just vibes and regret, lots and lots of regret. But then fast forward to 2021, so at the end of the pandemic, I had a baby. And that changed everything. Like I was so happy, so in love, but then I was also so overwhelmed. Like I had to move. I didn't have a plan. I didn't even have a savings cushion. I was literally out here Googling how to move with no money while taking care of newborn. Yeah. It was just a beautiful mess, so to speak. So after that, I feel like life just kept testing me. It felt like one thing after another. I couldn't catch a break. And it was just a constant stream of what the F moment. And then one day I just had enough. Like I got on I got on YouTube and searched how to unfuck my life. And that's what I typed. Yep, for real. I typed unfuck my life, how to do it. That's when I found cash budgeting. And it clicked. Finally, something made sense. Something that I could actually do. So I started watching more videos, baddies and budgets, simple shops, Monet's money, just watching everybody. And I started learning and trying out the envelope system, writing down my bills and everything. My only problem was that staying consistent it was just too hard to do because life just was still life and it was a lot. But then fast forward to 2024, everything changed. My dad passed away, and on the same exact day, my mom had a stroke. And it was a lot. Like, I was grieving, parenting, caregiving, trying to work, and trying to be strong. And I realized that I wasn't ready, not emotionally, not mentally, not financially. Like, that was my breaking point. Trying to figure out how to navigate everything that was going on was just like, you know what? Gotta take a minute. Let me take this serious. And that's when Be on a Budget was born. So, let me properly introduce myself. I'm B. I'm the mom of two beautiful girls. I live in New York City and I'm figuring out how to manage my money and heal my mindset and just build a better life in real time. And I'm bringing y'all along with me. Just remember though, I'm not an expert. I'm not perfect. I am still learning, but I just feel like I need to share everything that I learned so we all can grow together. So, this channel isn't just about budgeting. It's also about healing, breaking generational curses. Why is that tripping me up? It's about healing, breaking generational curses, and building a legacy from the ground up. It's about choosing to survive and start thriving. So follow along. And so some of the things that you're gonna expect from me, we're gonna be doing budget with me videos like this one here. We're gonna have some cash envelope stuffing, some savings challenges, some credit rebuilding tips, and we just had some real talk about money, motherhood, and mindset. And most importantly, we're gonna have a community, a space where we hold each other accountable and cheer each other on. So, if you're starting from scratch, if you make mistakes, if you're tired of feeling stuck, this one's for you. We're not doing it perfectly. We're just choosing to start. So, welcome to the journey, and let's unfuck our lives and get to the bag one step at a time. Okay, so what we have here is my digital budget planner. This is actually available on my site. If you guys, it's going to be linked in the description below. And this pretty much covers everything that you need. We have the calendar, important dates, your yearly overview, goals, and reflections, monthly budgets for all the months. We have debt trackers, credit card trackers, I don't know, mortgage, student loans, all the good stuff. Savings trackers, bills, subscriptions, sinking funds, investments, and even a few savings challenges. But we'll get into all that later. We're actually just going to do our April budget today. So we're going to pull up our April budget. And the first thing I like to do is to go in the calendar and list out all my bills. The calendar in the digital planner actually comes undated. So I had already went ahead and just dated it real quick. And then the first thing we're going to do is actually write in all of our bills. Okay, so as you know, everybody knows I need to turn it this way. I'm sorry, y'all. This is how I write. If this is too given for y'all, I'll try to fix it again in another video. Let me move this over. I need to write like this. So we're gonna start. Let me zoom out a little bit so we can see what date we on. All right. So on the first, we know we have rent is due, but then I also have my credit card number one, and then unfortunately I also have Netflix. Yeah, can y'all believe the prices of Netflix now? It's really out of hand, but it is what it's gonna be. Mind your business, weather. um. So then we move on to the third. I have my car insurance, and I think that's it on the third. But then on the fifth, we got a few things to pay on the fifth. On the fifth, we have my Wi-Fi. We actually have credit card number two, and then we have my Amazon Prime. Then we go down to I think the ninth. Yeah, the ninth is I have my Apple Care. It's funny because Apple don't care. Literally, Apple Care don't care. Apple don't care how much you have in the bank. They will take whatever they want whenever they want. But we had Apple Care. I also have Walmart Plus, and then I have Canva. And then I move on to the 12th. On the 12th, I have credit card number three. I'm gonna get into why I have so many credit cards in a minute. First of all, it was a lot of bad decisions, and I'm fixing it. But now they're actually working in my favor. So maybe in the next video, I'll talk to you guys about these credit cards because maybe they adding up. Oh, on 11th, I actually have my Kindle Unlimited because I need to read my books, y'all. That's one thing. I'm on social media a lot, but I also like to read like a whole lot. I'm actually part of a book club, so shout out to y'all, Jatia, Monica, and everybody else. Love y'all. Um, yeah. So let's get back into my jam. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so credit card number. I didn't even write the number. Let's go back. What happened? Credit card number three. Now I don't pay anything again until the 16th. And on the 16th, we have credit card number four. And then on the 17th, we have Google One. Uh, also have the electric. 18, 19. we go to the 20th, and on the 20th, I have my Hulu, Disney Plus. I think I'm about to cancel this one, honestly, though. Because I really only watch Hulu when Grey's Anatomy is back, but once the season is over, yeah, it's gonna go ahead and go on a hiatus for a little while. Then we have on the 24th, we have my cell phone, so we're gonna write phone. And that's it. Oh, the 26th. So the 26th is actually iCloud, another Apple item that don't care when they get their money. Well, they don't care what you have in the bank, they gonna take it. Then on the 27th is credit card number 5. I told y'all, don't judge me, okay? We get into it. Then the 29th, I have HP, which is my instant ink for my printer. And then I have Amazon Music. And yep, that is it. Okay, so now, boom, I have all my bills written down. So now we're gonna go in. Why did I turn that feature off? And actually write down our paydays. So I get paid on Fridays. So we're just gonna write pay day. And every Friday is a payday. Keep on going. Now we're gonna 18. I believe that's the last Friday. Okay, so now we have, let me zoom out a little bit. We have all our paydays written down and we have all our bills written down. So the one thing I like to do is highlight each payday a different color because that shows me which bills I'm going to pay with each payday. So for instance, the paycheck actually that I'm going to get on the 4th, I'm going to pay my Wi-Fi, my credit card number 2, my Prime, Apple Care, Walmart Plus, and Canva. Then the next payday, we're going to pay Kindle, credit card number 3, and 4, Google One, and the electric bill. Then the next week, we're going to play Hulu, cell phone, and iCloud. Oh, wait, nope, not iCloud. My bad, y'all. I'm getting ahead of myself. iCloud is going to get paid with the next paycheck. So it's credit card number 5, ink, music, and then also rent will be in that week too because rent will fall on a Thursday and I get paid on Friday. So these bills up here that actually come before the first payday of the month is already set in stone because I already put it to the side from last week's paycheck. So we're just gonna highlight that a different color because that is a whole different paycheck from March. Right? Okay? Like that. Now that we have our bill set, we're gonna go in and actually do our monthly budget. So we go back to our calendar and then we go into our monthly budget. Take me there. I had already pre-written it just so I know what I'm doing, what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so now with our monthly budget, maybe I should turn it this way. This might be a little bit better to see. Yeah, that's better and better for me to write. Okay, so now, as you guys know, I said when my dad passed away, my mom also had a stroke. Because of her stroke, she can't really do too much like she used to be able to do. So I joined the CDPAC program to, help her out a little bit. So now that is also an extra income. So it's like kill two birds, one stone. Get an extra income on the side. Also take care of my mom. And if anybody know my mom, y'all know my mother is very particular. So for her to get a home health aid that's not family, woo child, I would have had to pray for them. So I figured I might as well do it myself. So job number one, I'm also a daycare teacher. So job number one this month, we get paid weekly. I'm gonna expect about 21.51. And then job number two is from the CDPAP. And for the whole month, I'm gonna expect about 934. So that brings us to a total of $3,085. Now we're gonna run down our bills. Because first and foremost, bills gotta get paid, right? So we have credit card one, rent, car insurance, have the Wi-Fi, we have credit card two, credit card three, and credit card four, all back to back. We have electric, and then we have my phone, credit card five, and then my subscriptions. We just gonna put some, right? So this is on the first, the third, the fifth, this one is the 12th, the 16th, the 17th, 24th, 27th, and then my subscriptions fall out here and there everywhere. So total for my subscriptions is going to be 151. Total for my credit cards, I count my credit cards as a bill because I always at least want to pay the minimum. Anything extra that I could put towards it, I will. But for now, we're definitely going to budget the minimum. So the minimum for this card is $30. Then my phone bill is 85. My electric bill is usually around 150. Then this credit card minimum is 25. This one is 26. This one is 20. Ironically, my Wi-Fi is 95. My car insurance is 250, which I think is still pretty high. Actually, that doesn't even look like a two. Let's fix that. Oh no. Okay. Sorry y'all. Sorry y'all. I glitched. So 250 and 95 because it raised. My rent is 700. And before y'all come for me in New York City, just go to New York City Housing Connect and keep applying, 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 and applying and applying. You will qualify for something. You will get that for something. Okay? Cool. Don't come for me because my rent is definitely 700. And then credit card is 26. So then we add all these up together. Bring out my trusty calculator here. So we have 26 plus 700 plus 250 plus 5. This is all the way. 20, 26, 5, 150. I missed another 25. I hope not. 85, 30, 151 equals 1558. Oh, right? So now we have 3,085 minus 1558 in bills. So now my expenses. So currently, the only expenses that I really pay my variable expenses. So these are things that I spend money on week to week, day to day. So I just budget out a few dollars here and there for the week. So this is groceries, gas for my car that eats up gas like water, household, takeout. I'm actually trying to limit how much takeout I eat because at one time I checked my bank statements and I saw how much I was paying Uber Eats. Like I feel like they owe me a W-2. It's ridiculous. My kiddos, and then of course me, and then miscellaneous, which I usually use just as a buffer. So hear me out, guys. I don't make a lot, so I actually do receive government assistance when it comes to food. If you guys know about that program, if you know, you know. So I only budget out for when that awkward week or two when those run out until the next payment comes through. But once I finally get into that sweet spot of budgeting and trying to figure out how to actually make it stretch for the whole entire month, I probably won't even budget anything for groceries. But for now, we're just gonna budget 200. I also budget 200 for gas, which is about $50 per week. $100 for household because I don't really need too much. And then I'm trying to limit takeout, so we're gonna budget out $100 for that. Now for my kids, they don't want for nothing. They don't really need too much. So just $50 for the month in case we see something here or there when we go out to the store. And the same thing for me because I have goals that I'm trying to reach. So I don't need to be spending money. And then 25 is just for my buffer. So we have 200, 400, 500, 600. Those two together is 700. This comes to 725. Y'all correct me on the mental math, right? Yeah, I did that. Okay, great. So now we go into our sinking funds because the major bills, the necessities to live are now taken care of. So now I can put it for my savings. Now, my sinking funds, I do have a lot of sinking funds, but I'm not contributing to all of them until I get in a comfortable space. So for now, the necessary ones are like car maintenance, Christmas, of course, my emergency fund, and my baby girl's birthday. So my birthday, that's my oldest baby, and Gigi is my youngest baby. So their birthdays. And the main reason why I have to budget for their birthdays is because their birthdays are literally 7 days apart. Like literally a week apart. Oh my gosh, I go broke the whole month of June. It's crazy how much. And then depths, we have red. Not gonna explain what that is, but I do budget out 250 for them. Um, we're just gonna go to 250. I usually like to do my debts and my savings first before I actually go back into my sinking funds and see what I have left over to split amongst them. So my savings are my savings challenges. I have my Friday from Simple Shops, and this month I think it's like $58 that I'm gonna be budgeted. Then I have my $1,200 monthly challenge, and that is gonna come to 110 this month. And then my 5 on it challenge. My 5 on it challenge from Baddies and Budgets. I'm only gonna budget out 35. So that should bring me to all right. Mental math is not mental right now. So 1.08 plus 35 equals 203. So now when I come down here, this is how much I figure out how much I can actually contribute to my sinking funds. So I said my income was 3,085, right? My bills was 1558. My expenses came to 725. I didn't do my sinking funds yet. My debts came to 250 and my savings came to 203. So that's 385 minus 1558 minus 725 minus 250 minus 203 will give me 349. Right? 349. So for car maintenance, let's see what we can do. You know what? For my emergency fund, I definitely want to budget $100. And then for Maya's birthday, also $100 because she's older than Gigi. So I'll budget Gigi's out for 50. That's 250 right there. Then we have another 100 to play with. So we're gonna do 50 for car maintenance and 50 for Christmas. And then this total right here should be 50. But as you can see, it says 349, so I'm definitely under by $1. So all of this is definitely going to give me -1, but I'm sure I messed up somewhere. We'll find a dollar, yo. We gotta find an extra dollar. But the idea is that we have 30.85. So the idea is that when you do your budget, you take your income minus your expenses, your fixed expenses, which are your bills, minus your variable expenses, which are your day-to-day needs, minus your sinking funds, minus your debts, minus your savings. Like I said, I did something wrong. I messed up a number and I end up with -1, which is okay because it's not too far from zero. It's literally $1. I'll have $1 in my pocket. I'm not going to start the month broke. So this budget will actually cancel out and be a zero-based budget. So now sinking funds. I actually want to talk a little bit about sinking funds and what a sinking fund actually is. So a sinking fund is not your typical savings account because we know that these things are going to come up. We know that you're going to spend money on it. So it's not necessarily an emergency fund. So your sinking funds are things like Christmas. We know Christmas is coming December 25th every single year. So instead of taking that last check before Christmas and trying to do last minute shopping, we're going to put money to the side every week or every month until we get to our goal amount for Christmas. So this way, when Christmas comes, we didn't even have to touch that paycheck. All the Christmas money is already there. So things like car maintenance. You know your car gonna break down. You know you're gonna need an oil change. You're gonna need an inspection sticker, new tires and stuff. These are things that you know you're gonna spend. So you might as well plan ahead for it. So when the time comes, you don't break the bank and have to scramble. Your kids' birthdays, and especially your emergency fund. Now, I put my emergency fund as a sinking fund only because, God forbid, something happens. At least I have my emergency fund. My emergency fund is there, so I don't have to dip into my Christmas fund or my car maintenance fund or my kid's birthday fund. And my biggest goal for the year is actually to fund my emergency fund to $2,000. There's what did I say? 54% of Americans can't afford a $1,000 emergency expense. I don't want to be a statistic. I'm breaking out of that. So we are budgeting $100 this month, and hopefully we can add a little bit more, maybe add a little bit less. So this is actually how I set up my monthly budget. So from the monthly budget, I go into my paycheck budget. Now with my paycheck budget, I get paid weekly. So in April, I get paid 4 times this month. So I would take these numbers, like my groceries. For week 1 of April, I would divide it by 4. So for week 1 of April, groceries, I'm only going to budget $50. Gas, also $50. Household, 25, so on and so forth. And the same thing with my bills. I'm sorry, I divide my bills all by 4 so that this way, at the end of the month, I'm not scrambling looking for $700 to pay the rent. I've already saved it up. So for this week, I will budget out $175 for my rent. And then next week, do the same thing. So by the end of week 4, I already have made rent. I already have made bills all covered. And then I would pretty much be budgeting for June's bill, if that makes sense. So that's it for this video. In my next video, I will go into more depth about how I do my paycheck budget. But for now, see y'all later.